This case spirals straight out of a reality show, except it's all too real. A full-on fight breaks out over a boy in a parking lot, two women throwing punches, and a judge who isn't holding back. We've got threats, tattoos, dreams of stardom, and a jaw-dropping courtroom speech that will have you shaking your head. But that's not all. Later in the same hearing, a second defendant gets scorched by the judge for slamming his girlfriend's hand in a door, nearly landing a felony kidnapping charge. This courtroom turns into a reality check for two very different lives, and the consequences, let's just say, nobody's walking away clean. Keep watching, because what happens next exposes far more than a petty argument. Tip reveals what's really at stake when you let chaos rule your choices. And trust me, you don't want to miss the moment the judge asks, "How much money did the boy put on your books?" Let's get into it.
The factual basis in this case is that on July 8th, 2021, Officer Khatib responded to a disturbance involving a group of females and a male who were fighting in a parking lot. Upon arrival, the officer saw 5 females and 1 male in front of Building F arguing loudly as if to start fighting or as if they had just finished fighting. The officers eventually separated the group and made contact with Alexia Baker, who stated that Tamara Salter, the defendant, told her to pull up to her at her apartment to fight her over a boy. She also stated that the defendant made threats to kill her. She then advised that the defendant came up to the apartment, or the defendant, Miss Baker advised that she came to the apartment and the defendant walked outside and they started verbally arguing. To that point, the defendant hit her in the face and they started fighting in front of the building. The officers had observed Alexia with the ripped shirt but did not observe any injuries to her face. The officers then made contact with the defendant, who also advised that the fight was over a boy, and they were fighting until somebody was able to separate them. The recommendation is 12 months, 30 days to serve, and the balance suspended upon the completion of her service.
All right. Ms. Salter.
Now, pause right there. Did y'all catch that? The judge just hit her with the coldest line of the day. How much money did the boy put on your books? That's not just shade, that's a straight-up reality check. You're sitting in jail, facing charges, and the man you allegedly fought over, he's not paying your bail, he's not raising your kids, and he's sure as hell not worth your freedom. This line is about more than jail. It's about value, self-worth, and knowing when to walk away. How many people end up in court over someone who wouldn't even call them back? Let us know in the comments. Would you take that charge over a relationship that flimsy?
Yes.
How much money the boy put on your books?
You said how much money what?
Did he put on your books?
What
The boy you was fighting over. How much money did he put on your books since you've been in jail?
he did.
Okay. But at the time that this all happened, he was supposed to be your boyfriend or her boyfriend?
Now I was single at the time.
Okay, so why is y'all pulling up, quote unquote, to fight each other over a boy?
I didn't fight over a boy. It was just self-defense. It was just because she pulled up on me and wanted to fight.
Y'all just decided y'all didn't like each other. What does children say? On sight? And so it was just like, we just gonna fight?
I guess I was in my home.
Okay. Ms. Salter?
This is the pivot point. When the judge asks her what she wants to do with her life, she quietly says, "I want to sing." And for a second, you feel that raw honesty, like maybe there's a real dream underneath the chaos. But then reality crashes in. The judge reminds her, no band wants a lead singer with tattoos on her face, because whether it's fair or not, image matters. This is one of those moments where you feel both the weight of potential and the sharp edge of consequence. Can you chase your dream after jail time, public fights, and facial tattoos? Maybe, but the window gets smaller every time you choose violence over vision.
Yes.
What is it? What's your goal for life? Well, how old are you, first of all?
To be a singer.
Huh?
To sing.
How? To sing?
Yeah.
To sing what?
Might just be a singer.
You sing?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing that's not gonna happen is any band that will hire you, because my husband has a band and he's always looking for singers, but any band that will hire you is not gonna hire you with tattoos on your face. Because they make money by entertaining people who pay a lot of money to hear a band. And the people who pay a lot of money, they don't want nobody with tattoos on their face. I'm just saying, I'm gonna be honest with you. So if you actually have a talent for singing, you better get used to covering up those tattoos, because that's not going to go over well where people will actually pay you to sing. How old are you?
24.
What are you doing prior to coming to jail?
Taking care of my kids and working.
How many kids you got?
2.
Okay. Is somebody helping you with your kids?
Yes, my baby dad, mom.
Okay. And she has your kids now while you're in jail?
Yes.
All right. Miss Salter.
This right here is the emotional core of the case. The judge shifts from tough to heartfelt, reminding her that your kids don't deserve to grow up without their mama. It's not just about jail, it's about being present, being reliable, and breaking cycles. We hear too many stories where a moment of heat costs a parent their future. That 30-day sentence might seem short, but every minute away from your kids is a minute you can't get back. If you're a parent watching this, what would stop you from walking into that parking lot? Is it pride or protection?
Those children do not deserve to not have their mama around, especially over some foolishness. Pull up, we gonna fight. I'm gonna meet you in the parking lot. All that foolishness. Sometimes that ends up going way, way wrong, because there have been people who've been killed with that. So you go out to pull up and you tell somebody to pull up and you go out to the parking lot and you don't go back. So your kids end up without you. There's way too many of those stories. You ain't got nothing to prove to nobody else. So fighting somebody, especially over some boy, that don't make a bit of sense, especially when you got kids that need you. That's your priority, not whether somebody says something nasty to you or whether somebody said they dating a boy that you supposed to be dating. First of all, he ain't yours unless he there helping you with them kids. We clear?
Yes.
All right. He ain't yours unless he's somewhere with you helping to make your life easier. We clear?
Yes.
So he ain't worth nothing to fight over. Miss Salters, you got 2 kids to worry about. You say you want to be a singer. That is a particular skill set. It ain't just about having the voice to do it. It's about having the ability to market yourself, having the ability to learn songs and know songs and arrangements and notes and all of that. It's a hard job. It's not easy. I sing, and I don't sing good enough to go out with my husband's band. I sing good enough to help him arrange the music while we at the house. But when he hits the
Here's the hard truth about chasing dreams. Talent isn't enough. The judge breaks down exactly what it takes to become a professional singer: discipline, marketing, work ethic, structure. It's the kind of honesty most people won't say to your face. But here, in court, you get the unfiltered version. This moment is less about music and more about life. You might want something big, but if your actions keep landing you behind bars, you're moving in the opposite direction. Let this sink in. How many people you know talk big but sabotage their own future with reckless choices?
road, he got real singers who can put on a performance and they get paid. But if that's not what you're going to be able to do in life, then you need to get a practical job and raise these kids and stop being out here in these streets, because you spending time in jail and you missing time with your kids. I don't care who's got them. You don't know your kids are okay until you got your eyes on them. And for 30 days, you don't have your eyes on your kids. You don't know what's going on. People could tell you anything. And as a mother, that's a failure. As a mother, that is a failure. We clear?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to accept your plea of nolo. I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 30 days. You'll complete your sentence. The balance will be suspended as long as you have no new violations of the laws of the state of Georgia. And you can go back with the sheriff's office at this time. But think about the fact that while you in here, you don't know what's going on with your kids. And maybe that'll keep you from coming back. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
They
To clarify, my client says she's been in custody for over 30 days. So I just
All right. Well, if she's been, I'll give her credit. If she served 30 days, she'll get credit since date of lockup.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
That's all.
All right, Miss Howard.
And just like that, we pivot to a whole new storm. This time, it's a domestic violence case and the woman wants to drop charges, but the judge, she's not having it. The second she hears the details, she calls it what it is. Almost kidnapping. This is a vital moment, especially for anyone watching who's ever said it wasn't that bad. Because here's the truth. Trauma doesn't need a felony label to be dangerous. That man slammed her hand in a door. That's not passion, that's punishment. And if the judge hadn't stepped in, it might have been swept under the rug.
Yes, I'm here today because I wanted to drop the charges because
Miss Howard, you can stop right there. We ain't dropping nothing. After what I heard, he actually just managed to not get a felony kidnapping charge. Yes, ma'am. That foolishness he pulled, I don't even know why you want to be with him. First of all, he gonna beat you and then decide he gonna run from the police while he on the phone with you because he don't even have the stones to stand up and take responsibility for what he did by transporting from a location where you got into the car to where you did not want to be. That's kidnapping. He is lucky he didn't get charged with a felony. So no, ma'am, ain't nothing getting dropped. I want you to start valuing yourself more. Why he can't get punished? If you have kids? Okay, because this is the example I'm gonna use. If somebody has a child that does something wrong, they're gonna punish that child to deter that further behavior. But you say, I just want to let things go because we better now. And that don't fix the behavior that Mr. Addabong had. That was wrong. All kinds of wrong. And so no, we're not dropping charges. No, ma'am. Anything else you want me to know? Y'all still together?
No.
Okay, that was the smartest thing you could have done. Because if anybody will slam your hand in a door, which could lead to permanent damage, nerve damage, where you couldn't even have the use of your hand anymore. If somebody is crazy enough to do that, that's not somebody you need to mess with. So thankfully you learned that lesson. But no, ma'am, we're not dropping charges. He deserves everything he about to get and more. Because I promise you, as I'm sitting here listening, I'm thinking about all the elements of kidnapping. That's a felony. Anything else you need me to know, ma'am? All right, have a seat. Thank you. All right, Mr. Addabong.
Well, listen closely here. The judge flat out tells Mr. Addabong that if she had been the magistrate, he'd be facing a felony kidnapping charge. That's no small thing. It means his actions barely missed a major prison sentence. The difference between a misdemeanor and a felony. Life-altering jobs, housing, your right to vote, all of it, gone. This is one of those times when someone escapes by inches and you hope they actually learn from it. But will he? What do you think? Does a guy like this change, or is this just his first offense speech?
Had I been the magistrate on duty, you'd have been upgraded to a felony of kidnapping. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So the next time you pull this foolishness, the next time you disrespect and physically abuse a woman, think about it. Because you might get the right magistrate. Had I been the magistrate, I would have definitely upgraded that to a felony of kidnapping. Yes, sir. You'd be upstairs. And if you went upstairs, I know a couple of the judges that I would prefer you go in front of. Because they don't play. So anything else y'all want to say before I pronounce sentence on this misdemeanor when he really should have gotten a felony? Mr. White?
Mr. Addabong has a request. I'm not sure if he still wants to make it.
Yeah, Your Honor. I just want to say that I'm sorry. It wasn't my intention, but it was a misunderstanding. I've never done this to a woman before. This was the first time.
I can't understand what he's saying. Bring him closer to the microphone or something, because they're getting a lot of crackles. What now?
It was just a misunderstanding. That's the excuse. But let's be clear, slamming someone's hand in a door, hitting them, running from police, that's not miscommunication, that's assault. And the judge nails it. Misunderstandings don't leave bruises. This is where the courtroom cuts through all the emotional excuses. Too many abusers hide behind it was a mistake, but accountability means calling it what it is. Viewers, how often do you think this excuse works? In real life, and should it?
Yeah, no, like what I'm saying is that I've never done this kind of stuff before, with, like to a woman. It was my first time. I've never been in domestic violence before. It was just a misunderstanding that me and her had. So
A misunderstanding is, hey, I don't like what you're doing. Okay, well, I'm still gonna do it. All right, well, we don't have to be together. That's a misunderstanding. Slamming somebody's hand in the door and punching them in the face is not a misunderstanding. That was intentional. Everything you did, you meant to do.
but yeah, like ever since I've been for 2 years now, like stuff like that have never happened because I've learned from a lesson and I've made up my mind that not to ever do.
Okay. All right. So, sir, I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to counts 1 and 2. Counts 3 and 4 will merge. I'll sentence you on count 1 to 12 months to serve 30 days. Balance will be probated for you to pay a fine in the amount of $500. That's $737.50. You're to take a family violence intervention course. That's 24 weeks. If you miss more than 2 weeks, then they'll make you start the entire course over again. And then 40 hours of community service. Count 2 will be 12 months, 30 days. Credit for time served. Balance will be probated to run concurrent with count 1. All right, you're gonna you're gonna go down the hall to courtroom 301. When you go through the first set of double doors, you'll walk in and Miss Nalban is there, and she's gonna do your probation intake. So y'all please direct him to probation intake. And Mr. Atabon, think carefully about this before you hit another woman. We clear? Or another person, period.
Your Honor,
Yes.
can we get clarification as to a turn-in date? He's only served 18 days. I'm not sure if the jail will keep him, considering they're probably doing 2 for 1. But since he's
I
still
didn't know
technically,
he still has some time on the books.
yes, ma'am. I
When
don't know
is
if he's going to turn today or not.
he'll get credit for 18 days. He'll serve 30 days. When is Mr. Atabon turning himself in?
Your Honor, like right now I got a lot of stuff going on. I just recently got this job from Amazon and I got bills I'm paying and I was just trying to ask if you can give me credit with
Mr. White, for some reason, it's messing up every time he talks. He says something about a job, and so tell me what I need to know.
Your Honor, Mr. Atabong was simply just asking for credit for time served as opposed to having to serve the remainder of the sentence, Your Honor.
On an almost felony?
He's just
Ms. Williams?
The state would object, Your Honor, and given the severity of the actions of the defendant in the case, that it's well within the reasonable punishment for him to serve 30 days. And so and to ensure that he does do the service, we'd ask him to be taken in custody today.
That works. So, Mr. Atabong, Deputy Jones will take you into custody now, and once upon completion of the remainder of the 30 days, you'll be released. You'll serve, and after that, the remainder of your sentence will be on probation. All right, Deputy.
2 cases, 1 courtroom, and both remind us that your choices define your future. From a street fight over a man who wasn't even claiming you, to a domestic abuse case that narrowly avoided a felony charge, this hearing shows what happens when emotion takes over logic. The judge didn't just pass down sentences, she passed out wisdom. Whether you're chasing a dream or escaping a toxic relationship, the path you choose today shapes your tomorrow. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. We break down the real drama and the real consequences every week. See you in the next hearing.